is. Please come sit in the front row. So Denise, I'll wait for your signal to start, okay? I can go down. So welcome, we made it. So last year on the Zoom annual meeting, there were 94 people on that Zoom, which says, I'm not quite sure what to learn from that, but that was an amazing experience. And this is another amazing experience. We have all been floating on the high of 3 dimensions and being in each other's presence. So welcome to the 2023 OHALAH annual meeting. We're very excited to be here and present where the organization is going and growing and flowing and just all those ING words. I want to first invite Suji from OHALAH and Aura from OHALAH, the chair of OHALAH's board, to give us a little update on what's going on in that organization.
Talks amongst yourselves while I get ready, right? Okay. Are you timing us or do you want? You can hear me?
Yeah.
Through the mask?
Yeah.
Great. Okay, I'm going to keep it on. All right. I've been, every time I travel and I'm in group settings, my family says to me, do not bring COVID home. So this is what I aspire to do. And so far, God willing, it's worked. It's worked for all of us. Okay. So hi. Hi, I'm Suji. I'm in Miranda. I work for you, your executive director. I am going on, this is my year 6. So I've been, January 1st, 2018 was my first year. So I'm going on year 6. I am here to give you an update, a little bit of update about where we've been, and then an update about where we're headed. Okay, so that's the general arc of what we're going to do. I don't like standing behind us. Okay, so we are starting to really be seen and recognized in the larger Jewish community, the mainstream Jewish community. And the examples that I have for you of that are 3. The first is that I was part of a delegation of 25 execs of major Jewish organizations. So the movements, although we're a movement with a little m, so the Reform, the Conservative, the Orthodox, and Renewal, to Israel. So I went for the first time on a paid trip for 10 days. Got to see Changemaker was on the ground with Israelis, Palestinians, Sephardim, Ethiopian Jews on the ground on a fully funded trip with HIAS, with the American World Jewish Service, so the heads of all these organizations. Well, I was with Jill Jacobs for 10 days, right, from Shua, and an amazing trip. Something that's happened as a result of that, that had been in motion, that I want to announce, had been in motion for several years, right before the pandemic hit, was that we are officially a member of the Progressive Israel Network. So that is brand new, and it's something that's been in the work for several years, and we are one of two. So they have an original group. We're one of two newest members. I'm really proud of that. So that's example one. The second, for some of you who may have seen on our newsletter, our monthly newsletter, which I'm sure all of you get and read cover to cover, right? And if you don't, let me know. We'll subscribe you. I was invited to the White House representing Renewal. Oh my God! So they are like shoulder to shoulder with with Rick Jacobs and Deborah Waxman, and so Renewal's on the table. And then here's the. Thank you. I appreciate it. I want to look good for all of you. The third example is actually something that I was brought to my attention. So while I didn't know about this, there's a new book called Awakenings by Joshua Stanton and Benjamin Spratt. I'm in the book with Renewal. We're mentioned in this book on page 24, along with Angela Buchdahl from the Reform Central Synagogue, Rabbi Angela Buchdahl, Rabbi Sandra Lawson from the Reconstruction, and us. So we're in a book, okay? So those are my three examples of how we are starting to take our rightful place, right, among the other movements, as we should. Okay? Where are we headed, right? Right. Okay, where are we headed? All right, so I've got several invitations for each and every one of you, okay? So you ready for this? Several invitations. Okay, well, let's see, where should I start with the invitations? So many invitations. Okay, so actually, I'll start with this. I know. Okay, there. First invitation, because you are all teachers and leaders, is to come teach with us, right? So I just hired a brand new staff person. His name is Sam Price. He's a musician. He's a trombonist from LA, has worked with the Israeli Philharmonic, has worked with an LA youth group in LA, and he's our production and promotion manager, and he starts on Thursday part-time. He's going to be ramping up our Tikshoret, our online teaching. So I hired him for not who we are today, but who we want to become. So promoting your books, producing events, right, both online and in person. So come teach with us. Let us help you share your gifts with the rest of the world, right? So that's my first invitation, right? Teach with Aleph, and there's flyers out there, and I have one here. Okay, I'm doing everything in threes. I was born in the third. I like threes. All right. Second invitation. Stop yelling. Oh, but I'm so excited. See, I don't need this one.
Yeah, you do.
I do. Okay, I'm so excited. Sure. Oh.
Actually,
I'm sorry,
Suji
Sam,
is doing
I'm
better
yelling
and
at you.
other people are
I'm
doing
just
worse.
very excited. I'm excited by all this. Okay. Become a member of Aleph. So join us. We have a network communities meeting this evening at dinner. We're going to have a couple tables set up. Quinn Dicad Furtado, who is our development and alliance manager, will be at dinner. So come join us to talk about what you get for becoming a member, what your benefits are, and I have a few more announcements about that too. So we have 50 network communities right now, 50 in our network. And for all of you who are network community members, thank you. I see you, thank you, I appreciate it. We appreciate it. So a couple of things about our network. So we have a series of free learning opportunities for you. And this hasn't been publicly announced yet. But I want to give you, the board knows. So that's okay. This isn't news for the board, but it's we are receiving a grant. This has to do both with network communities and with the seminary. So we are getting $47,000 for 2 years from the safety, respect, and equity to work on those three things. So it'll be professional development for the AOP, and the network communities will be able to apply to do equity and inclusion with emphasis on gender equity for your communities. So for those of you who want to see your membership grow, and then ensuring your community is a place that is safe and welcoming for an increasingly diverse and justice-minded generation, that's the grant and training will be a really great place to start. So we have a pot of money just for our network communities to get the same training. Okay, so that's super exciting. I think, yeah. It hasn't been announced, so don't tell don't tell anybody yet, right? Well, I guess Zoom knows. The world knows now. Sorry. It's going to be announced. They want to announce whatever. Okay. And the last and final exciting thing. So you really enjoyed what we experienced together right here, live, right? Amazing. There's more. OHALAH, come to OHALAH. Take your phones out and scan this code after this is over and register for OHALAH, July 3rd through 9th in Westchester, Pennsylvania. Westchester. So people get very excited. New Yorkers get excited when I say Westchester, so it's not that Westchester. It's Westchester University, right? Oh, and okay. So one last thing that I forgot. Partnerships. So another direction that OHALAH is moving and growing in is actually strategic partnerships. And I forgot that flyer outside. It's in the hallway. But there are many ways to partner with OHALAH. You can be, so we fiscally sponsor, we, co-sponsor, and then we also work on a more intimate level as projects. So Rabbi Natan Margalit is an organic tour. That's a project of OHALAH. Andrew Hahn will soon be hopefully some sort of project, the Kirtan Rabbi. So if you want to know more about how to become more closely connected with us, let me know, and we'll figure it out and co-create something that makes what you do easier. So we want to help with administration, with the marketing, promotion, production, for what we want to become for the next 30 years. Okay? Yeah, thank you.
I think you had a question. Oh, I have a question.
I'll find out. I missed the first meeting was when I was flying last week to Denver. So yeah, I'll find out, and we'll make an announcement with more specifics. Yeah.
Funny you should bring that up. So my name is Rabbi Ora Ahuvia. Hi, it's so nice to see so many beloveds and familiar faces here. Thank you very much. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so
3 minutes.
I can do it in 3 minutes. That's entirely doable. In the rest of America, I am of average height, but whenever I come into Jewish spaces, I become tall. So I am also chair of the OHALAH board, and hence the gray. And what I can share with all of the people in this room at this moment is that we just came off of a really fruitful, productive meeting this past Wednesday evening till Friday afternoon. We heard from a lot of people. We gathered a lot of information. And we on the board felt really satisfied that we're beginning to get an overarching view of OHALAH and all of the programs and operations within its purview, including the AOP, which is its largest and most significant program at this moment. Based on what we learned, it became apparent what the plan of action should be and who should be involved in that plan of action. It also became apparent what the next steps would be. And as with the way one walks, one can only take one step at a time. The next step for us is we want to communicate with the dean. So that's what we're going to do next. And from there, more steps will make themselves apparent. And at some point, the fullness of what we're seeing on board level will also be made clear to all of you. That's where we're at. It's probably not the world's most satisfying answer, but it's. Thank you, Bruce. But it's what we can say for now. And all I'll add is, what a group of professionals who know how to extend Rahmanis and grace. And I would just ask on all our behalf that you continue to extend your Rahmanis and your grace and your patience as things unfold in the way they need to. Thank you. Charna and then Liana. Yeah. I'll repeat what she says too. I'll repeat what she says.
Could you share what you said a vision became a little bit more apparent. Can you share with us what that kind of vision or ending place is? And then I can let go of the intermediate and soon steps.
There's what I can share and there's what I can't share. And what I can't share, I can't share. But what I can share is an abiding love and respect for our teachers and for what they've built, a commitment for inclusion, and a recognition of the importance, the core importance of all stakeholders. And I speak on behalf of the entire board when I say we all share those fundamental values. Does that help a little bit? Okay. Okay. I know.
So, and I actually want to interrupt because you're having a dinner. You said you're going to have a table for Aleph down at the meal? Network community? So,
Come step to the mic, please.
I will. So if it's okay with you, we've got OHALAH's annual meeting is now. Leanne, yeah, go ahead.
Not asking you about that. Oh, thanks. I hear rumors that that the Aleph ordination programs is actually the largest in the liberal world in America. And if I would love to hear what, like, some numbers, some data on that. Is that true? No, it's a real question. Let's share some good news.
You want to know our numbers right now? Yeah, we have about 80 students. 80 students. So actually, I can send out there was an article done that we were left out of, which is another story, but we got inserted back in with our data and numbers. So I can send you some charts afterwards. But we've been steady for the past, I would say, 8 years, maybe. Marcia, we're 8 years. At about 80, like steady, and everyone else is coming down. So we're holding strong. And I will say, we've been doing this. I don't even think this is on. But, it's on. Yeah. Oh, good. Without any marketing, right? Without any direct marketing, any tabling, any advertising. It's really just been word of mouth. And one thing I recognized and learned is that we really do have something special sauce. Right? And people are leaving other more traditional because they're finding what they need in their souls and hearts with us. So let's hang on to that, right?
Can you do me one other favor too and mention demographics? Because it occurs to me they're changing.
Okay, so my favorite subject, demographics. So actually, if we are starting, so traditionally, this is maybe something you already know, but I'll just repeat it for the sake of everyone being on the same page. Traditionally, we've been second or third generation, right? Older people that may or may not actually, want to have a pulpit, but it's been a lifelong calling and dream, right? To be ordained. We are getting, I would love to be able to collect more and more data, but we're getting there. But it's getting younger, more diverse with sexual orientation, gender identity, all of that stuff is happening. I think for me, the beacon was the Earth-Based Judaism cohort. Like I said, so again, we want to build a community organization for not who we are today, but for what we want to become, and then who is not here yet because they don't feel safe yet. So I would love to see more Jews of color. I would like to see, and I think the intergenerational piece, I don't want to lose that either. Like we want to be both and. We're not going to totally shift just to serve the younger population because there's learning that can be done from each other among many generations.
All right, let's move this back. Thank you, Olive. Do I have this right here? All right. As they say, a deep cleansing breath. So, it's, sometimes we're all in this whirlwind and there's just so much excitement and so much going on. So welcome. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Rabbi Jan Salzman, and I am for about another 20 minutes the president of OHALAH. And I'm really sad to be leaving the board, but our bylaws say that I need a break. So I'm going to take that break and figure out other ways to serve the organization. A few quick thank yous without which we would all not be here. First to Charna Rosenholtz, who went to and brought all of our stuff from the pile that was in Nadia and Victor's space. And really, truly a Herculean effort. And we now have our own storage unit here in Denver. So it doesn't have to make Nadia and Victor trip when they want to get to the photocopier. I also want to thank the amazing staff we have here. Of course, Lynn Pizetzner and Rebecca Hall are just like the rock stars, right? And welcoming my good friend, dance buddy, and fellow singer, Denise Casey, without which we would not live. Truly an astounding. And our good friend Kim Marie did the flyer this year, yes. So Vermont has taken over OHALAH. I also want to send a really great thankful to the hotel. They have been so excited to have us here, and we have been excited to work with them. They've been incredibly gracious and incredibly kind. And who knows, we are looking to see if we'll return to the Omni, and we are also being realistic about what going to a hotel for a conference is going to cost in 2024. So if you're curious, we're checking it out, and we all may become that part of the generation of OHALAH that remembers when we were back at the Boulderado, right? So see, now we'll perhaps be the people who remember when we were back at the Omni. So rest assured, we're trying to figure this out, but right now we're so grateful for the good food and the wonderful people here. Okay, and I also want to thank Quinn. Where'd you go? Where'd they go? Oh, they don't work. Who's part of the Olive contingent that has helped us set this place up. So we have a couple of committee reports that will go rather quickly. We are paying attention to the time here, and then I'm going to announce a couple. And then I'm going to announce now she's going to make me louder. Then I'll announce a couple of new committees. Then we will we'll say goodbye to some board members, and I will share with you the new board members as well. So we'll vote on the new slate of board members, and then we'll take a look at the bylaws and vote on the new bylaws, and we'll hear from some other people. We'll see how that goes, and then we'll be done. Thank you all for remembering to wear your masks and sanitize your hands. The reason we have gloves in the dining hall is not about COVID, but rather to reduce exposure to each other's hand germs, which are there. And two other little announcements for those of you who received smicha the other night. Woo-hoo-hoo! So we're still floating on that. Make sure that you've removed your guest books and anything you want from the tables out there. We will be breaking down the set Wednesday night after the cabaret. And so all of you who will be here at the cabaret will each be assigned one of these banners. We'll break it all down. We'll break down the room so that poor Denise doesn't have to schlep everything the next day to our, or at least she won't have to do that work. So we're going to have a breakdown crew at the end of the cabaret. Okay, so I'd like to first invite Seth Oppenheimer, who is our finance chair. Woohoo, Seth! I don't know. More than I do.
Unlike Aura, I'm short wherever I go, except for Victor and Obvious. It's true. So thanks to the hard work of my predecessors, we're in very good financial shape. We have just shy of $300,000, which is necessary because we need to keep 2 years of operating expenses available. And as an example of why, when we canceled our in-person session, our meeting last time, we only lost about $8,200. $7,500 of that was a cancellation fee from the Omni, and it was going to be much, as in orders of magnitude higher, except we had very good negotiations to bring it down. If you can imagine having 2 years like that in a row, if for instance this year we had to cancel and we had another cancellation fee, it's very important that we maintain that cushion. So we did lose a little money last year. We don't know how it's going to go this year. We have, as I said, we're in good financial shape. I think we're going to have some freedom to expand the number of projects we may be doing in the future, and there will be more about that later on. But we're just trying to keep an even keel. We're being conservative. The money's broken up into a few different accounts. Some of that is earning some interest, which we might as well take advantage of the fact that the interest rates have gone up. And I'm hoping that we will continue on an even keel and be solvent and just maintain things going forward. Can I answer any questions? I should say something. Without Lynn over there, I would be a basket case. So I'm extraordinarily grateful. So any questions for me? No? Okay, thank you very much.
Eli Cohn is here to speak about the membership committee. Eli, are you here? You are. All right, thank you.
In the mic, can you hear me? Taller. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Living in the present moment, I know that this is a wonderful moment. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Living in the present moment, I know that this is a wonderful moment. Shalom, 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 shalom. I needed to calm my body. So not long ago, maybe a couple months ago, one of our chevra asked a really good question on the listserv. What exactly does OHALAH do? And it engendered some really great conversation, some suggestions, and I wish I could give you the whole thread of it now. But among them was our dear Jan, who reminded us of our values and our mission statement and practical things like our pension plan and things like that. And then among them was also Reb Bob, who, I'm going to quote this, quirky and nonconformist. For me, OHALAH has turned the U.S. into a large neighborhood where I have good friends on each block. It's a constant source of hope, inspiration, and, well, warm fuzzies. So, and Hazan Yalda. Without this wonderful chevra, I wouldn't be able to do the work pushing boundaries in Europe that I do. Without this chevra, there would not be a Jewish renewal community in Berlin. Without this chevra, I wouldn't have the courage to do the holy task. Here I got chokhmah, bina, da'at, and emunah I couldn't find elsewhere in the world, and not at all in Europe. So it got me thinking, this thread was coming through when I was blessed to be in Israel for Sukkot. It was such a dream come true for me because I'd never been there for Sukkot. And while I was there, I connected with Reb Ruth and Nava Tehillah. What a high every time. And glancing over, who do I see but Fred Gutman? And then there was that nod of, mishpacha across the world. And then I connected with Itzik Marmerstein and the incredible work he is doing, bridging worlds, right? With Renewal and Beit Harav, Rav Kook, got to study with him and so many interesting folks. And then he said, oh, by the way, Orna's coming. And there was Orna with her whole troupe there from Australia and elsewhere, and we did study, and we did a program together. And one thing after another, it was like, we're so under the radars sometimes. And then I went to a Simchas Torah celebration, young and old, it was high, everybody's dancing, one high song after another. And then they wanted to bring it to a conclusion in a deep way, and it was a chant from Reb Shefa. I go, wow, we are everywhere. It was just beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. So I wanted to share that with you because back to the email thread, Rhonda said something that was very important. A lot of stuff happens that's behind the scenes that we don't always see. And that was really important to remember. And so I want to let you all know that we have a membership committee that often does stuff behind the scenes, particularly vetting, new memberships, and we're getting a lot of alternative type of smichas and exceptions. It's bringing up issues of policy and where do we go from here. We're going to have to interact with the board about new policies. So I just wanted to let people know that a lot of stuff is being done behind the scenes that way that I think will bode well as we move into the future. So I wanted to acknowledge the membership committee. I know Deborah Cohn and Sue Morningstar couldn't be in person, but they're on our committee. Steve Silverne, who was here, but I don't think he's here now. I think he had to leave. Steve Booth Nadav and Sarah Leah Schley. I think they're both here. Yes, Steve and Sarah Leah. So would you guys come up and be with me for a moment? Yeah, I'm getting there. Oh, you think I'd forget about Chava? Yes, absolutely, because I do want to say, like you've heard from others, we could not do our work without the help of Lynn Pozetzner, so woo-hoo. And also Reb Shalom Schachter, Reb Rachel, Reb Daniel, Reb Marsha, who is still a major consultant for us and so helpful, and of course Reb Jan. So I'm going to ask my fellows to share the names here. First, we want to acknowledge, let's see, why don't I read the three new members to our rabbis, if you would read the rabbinic students, and then you can read our welcoming our new colleagues who just got smucht. So over the past year, we welcome Rabbi Shalom Bachner, Rabbi Craig Esring, and Rabbi Matthew Ponak. I don't know all the names.
Oh, he's sick today?
okay.
Oh, no. Okay, our new rabbinical student members. Igal Harmelin, Joshua Jeffries, Moshe King, Zvika Krieger, Berkeley, Alan Levin. Alan's no.
Yeah,
Alan,
he's on this list.
he's
He
on
got
the other
accidentally
list.
on that
Forget
list.
it. He doesn't belong there. Paige Linsenberg, Ellen Olshansky. Is it Gabriel or Gabrielle? Gabriel? Gabriel Pescador? Gabrielle. Oh, Gabrielle. There should be an extra E there. But she's now a cantorial member. Sorry. she's
Okay,
over
these
there.
got put onto
All right,
this.
that's okay. That's okay.
We can say their name twice.
Well, she is a rabbinical student still, right? Yes. Yeah, she's still a rabbinical student. Erin Rottenberg. Did I pronounce that right? Okay. Lena or Lena? Lena Sklove. Okay. I'm going to learn all these names. And Alan Weintraub. Did I get that one right? Okay. Whew. All right.
See, just for being inclusive, I got to give all the names I didn't know how to pronounce over to Saralea. And now, if you would welcome our new Musmachimot.
Rabbi Nachshon David Carmi, Rabbi Juliet Elkine Cruz, Hazan Sally Heckelman.
Stand if you're here.
Yeah, stand if you're
If you're
here.
here, please stand.
Rabbi Alan Levin, Rabbi Laura Lewis Mendelez,
Cantor.
Chazan, sorry. The next one is Rabbi Denny Deutsch Marshall, Rabbi Heather Paul, Chazan Gabriel Pescador, Chazan Devorah Fick, and Rabbi Kat Savis.
So if you are one of the new Musmachimot, or if you are one of those new members that we named, I'm going to invite you to stand. And then the three of us, also on our list recently, was remembering some of the chants of our beloved teacher, blessed memory, David Zeller. So we're going to sing this song to you. And then anyone who has been a member of OHALAH for at least 20 years, then you'll rise and join us. And then anyone who's been a member for 10 years, rise and join us. And then anyone who's been a member for a year, rise and join us. And we'll all sing together as we sing this song. It goes like this, so we'll start. They don't know what I'm doing, but I did it before.
Thanks for telling us.
They don't know what I'm doing. It goes like this. Love is the only power. Love is the only way. Love, love, our love. Watch our circle grow. At least 20. Love is the only power. Love is the only way. Love, love, our love. Watch our circle grow. And 10. Love is the only power. Love is the only way. Love, love, our love. Watch our circle grow. And 1. Love is the only power. Love is the only
Anyone
way.
less than 10.
Love, our love. Watch our circle grow. Everyone, love is the only power. Love is the only way. Love, love, our love. Watch our circle grow. Welcome.
And it's not absolutely required that you be good at improvisation when you're on this committee, but it helps.
You got to admit, we have the best annual meetings, right?
Yes, and Chava Bailey has stepped in to help us with a whole new function that we're going to work on with the board, which is member retention. So I really want to thank Chava Bailey for volunteering to do that. We're going to work with her.
And actually, there's another element to the membership committee because we are getting inquiries from so many other seminaries who want to have their students accepted as OHALAH members. And we don't have the infrastructure in place at this point to begin to analyze whether those students would meet. And whatever the future might be. Yes. So okay. Let's see. Do we have something up with ethics? What's happening with ethics? Is that okay? Is Karen? All right. So our new chair for ethics. We want to thank, of course, Dale Schreiber for her unrelenting work. That is another one of those parts of OHALAH that is by definition confidential, and so none of even I knew it, President was going on, but I just want you to know that there's an incredible undercurrent of integrity that goes on behind the scenes by requirement to have it be confidential, to hold the places where our people are hurting and try and come up with a tikkun. So Dale is stepping off after amazing work, and Karen Berger, who usually is over in Germany, she's on a base out there. She's going to address a few minutes. So yes, is that what's happening? Oh, she's joining us at the ethics plenary tomorrow. Okay then. All right, then. The next person I'd like to call up is Cantor Shoshana Brown to talk about the Tikkun Olam Committee, which is just this phenomenal, burgeoning group of people. Burgeoning. I like the word burgeoning.
Okay. Can everybody hear? Currently, our committee consists of 5 members. Rain Zohav, who has been the board liaison to the Tikkun Olam Committee. She recruited... Oh, there she is. Rain is a treasure. She is amazing, and her heart is the biggest, such a full heart. She recruited me. I'm a very disorganized. I care so much about Tikkun Olam, but I'm very bad at being an organized person. So I'm kind of, I did not get on this for a power trip, believe me. I did it because she twisted my arm, and I love her. And so I've had the privilege to work with Rain, with Fern Feldman, Jeremy Scher, and our newest member, David J. Cooper. And for part of this year, we enjoyed the participation of AOP student Sarah Cass Eifler, but unfortunately she found she had too many other commitments, and so David has taken her place. Overall, as a committee, we are still trying to define the vision of the role of the Tikkun Olam Committee within the framework of OHALAH as an organization. The plenary session that 2 of our members, Jeremy Scher and Ferd Feldman, are offering at this year's conference, Completing the Circuit, this is the name of it's tonight, Completing the Circuit, Bringing the Shefa Down to Asiyah, rededicating ourselves to Tikkun Olam, with guest panelists Arthur Waskow, Tirza Firestone, Deb Kolodny, but I haven't seen her. She's online. Oh, so she's going to be participating online, and David Seidenberg. We hope I can't breathe, I'm sorry. We hope be an opening to answering this question, the question of what is our direction within OHALAH. The reason it's a problem is that we all do Tikkun Olam in our respective communities at home, and we can't really say, hey, we're going to have an OHALAH march about racial justice, because we're all over the world. So figuring out what we do as an OHALAH organization that's either helping or different from somehow what we're all doing at home, that's what we've been working on trying to figure out. So come to that if you can tonight, because we're going to have such great speakers, and you get to have some input. What's that? And there will be ritual laced into it, which is one of the things that I think that is one of the special things that we as Jewish Renewal clergy bring to the doing of Tikkun Olam. Projects that we have worked on during 2022. At our last conference, we conducted a Tikkun Olam sharing circle, thanks to Jeremy Scher and Sarah Cass Eifler, which was quite satisfying despite having to do it on Zoom. Out of that, we gained our new member, David Cooper. We investigated the possibility of being involved at some level with the drafting of an amicus brief to a suit that Rabbi David Furliger of Florida was proceeding with against the state of Florida regarding the restriction of reproductive rights in that state. This ended up not happening for reasons having to do both with inter-organizational politics and other issues that came up, but it was a good lesson for us as a group in protocols when pursuing legal actions under the umbrella of OHALAH. Thanks to those OHALAH members, especially Rabbi Pam Friedman, who walked/talked us through this complicated minefield. Rain Zohav has made some modest changes to the Tikkun Olam page of the OHALAH website, but we would like to make more. The consult a colleague link desperately needs updating. Additionally, if there are people who would be interested in addressing current issues from a Four Worlds perspective, that can then be shared in our listserv for our members to use in Divrei Torah or when contacting elected officials. Please let us know. This is one way that we, as renewal rabbis and cantors, I wrote this and I didn't even put it in cantors, can add our particular strengths to various causes. Additionally, Rabbi David Cooper and Rabbi Fern Feldman have been working on a page through which we could share as a community the various individual Tikkun Olam projects with which we have been engaged in our communities spread across North America and in other parts of the world, including Israel. At this stage, this is still a work in progress, but is close to being ready to be set up pending the approval of the board. As a committee, we believe that the topic of Israel-Palestine relations is something that we should not shy away from as an organization, although we understand the need to approach this topic with sensitivity. To that end, David Cooper will be offering a session at this conference, Prophets, Palestine, and the Call from the Midbar. Not that you should miss somebody else's session that's at the same time, but if that's interesting to you, it's tomorrow from 1:30 to 3. So that's about what I have to say for this year. Okay.
Online, just real quickly so that people can hear you.
I don't know how this fell out in the cut and paste project, process, but we did a online dismantling racism learning project that was 4 weeks and very in-depth, and thanks to everyone who participated in that. Thanks, Fern.
Yeah, this is beautiful. So I'd now like to invite up Rabbi Elizabeth Goldstein, who is the queen of the program committee.
Hi, thank you so much. I want to thank the committee for helping me so much to slate the program this year, to choose the keynotes, and to choose the theme. I want to thank Andrea Cohen-Kiner, Sarah Beck-Berman, Steve Claper, Shandel Khan, Melissa Wenig, Lori Franklin, and Bertie Becker. So really thanks to them. A lot of them weren't able to be here with us in person, but some of them are on Zoom, and Steve's here, and so we're having some transition in the committee right now, as you may have heard through the grapevine. So our goal is to really rebuild the committee, and if you know people who you think would be a good fit, especially those people who have served in the role that I'm serving in right now, or if you've been on the program committee and you can think of someone who can share their insights and their creativity and just a chance to be together, please send them my way, because it is a really fun committee to get to choose the theme and to choose our keynotes and to think about the vision for the coming year. It's really special. I learned that from Lori Schaller, so thank you, Lori, who's always there to help if I need something. And that's pretty much it. Thank you so much.
So I want to let you know that the board has approved 2 new committees. And one of them is one that was at the suggestion of Reb Marsha, who seemingly has more time on her hands, although I don't believe that for a minute. And one of the things that's missing is it has to do with our website, but we are such a community of resources. There's music that we've written, there's the Torah that we've written, there's artwork that we've done, performances, and we haven't really been able to gather it all in one place for the use by each other. So this is a brand new committee. Reb Marsha and I haven't actually figured out what the verbs will be, but the noun is a resource library and archive of Jewish renewal. That's good. And certainly, Rabbi Chava Bailey has already begun that work on the olive side of her head, which is the books, right? The Zoom what you calling the Zoom library gallery? I don't know what the word is. Yeah, the Zoom gallery. Anyway, so she's invited all of you, not me, but all of you who've published works, to let's just start bringing those resources together and just start studying each other's works. And it's a profound gift that Chava is offering us. The other thing that the board has always wanted to do and never really pulled it together, but we did, is we've formed a Chesed committee. And that's going to be populated. Greg Wolf, Rabbi Greg Wolf, has agreed to get it going. As Seth mentioned, we've got money. And we also have people who don't have money in our organization, whether it's our aging population or it's just, the little church mice, synagogue mice, that people need financial support. And then just chesed, how do we reach out to our members who are in need? So that's a brand new committee, and if you have any interest in working on that, we would love to hear from you. I also want to welcome Rabbi Rachel Hirsch, who is joining the Ethics Committee. And as you already heard, Chava Bailey is joining the membership. And hot off the presses, my friend Beth Cohn is returning to the Finance Committee. Hi, but there is a God. There is a God. This is great. This is great. Okay, so I'd like to invite up now, what is? Oh, I'm sorry. And Abby Lyons is joining the Finance Committee as well. It wasn't in my notes, but we're very blessed. So it feels like the Finance Committee is kicking in. Great. And the Finance Committee is really important because ultimately when you all make an appeal for financial aid to help attend the conference, it is that committee working with the chair that goes through that and awards the money. So it's a really beautiful community. Somebody caught speaking? Okay. I'd like to invite up now Rabbinic Pastor Chaya Lerner. As you know, the RPA is a sister organization that is underneath the umbrella of OHALAH, and we're really blessed in that collaboration.
So a group of us just came back from Reb Zalman of Blessed Memories Kever, and we received the transmission that this community, both Olive and OHALAH, are family, and that we need to bless each other and give each other the grace and space to work out our differences. So, yeah, I know. I'm trying to get to where I need to be.
Aren't we all?
Yes, we are. So, can you hear me now? All right. So, for the Rabbinic Pastor Association, first, last year we were blessed to have Nancy Shapiro and Carl Venier smooked as rabbinic pastors, and in the issue of humility, screw that, handheld, me. We were the first smicha class to have Zoom and to be on Zoom. And so I've been on the board for a while now. And so I want to share with you that yesterday we re-elected the slate of board. So the rabbinic pastor co-presidents are me and Lisa Levine. The treasurer is Lisa Levine. she's all over the place. God bless her. And so some of the people that are on the board, Katya Gore is our secretary. We have opened it up to Jeremy Scher. We have Stacy Grove, Reverend Stacy Grove as a member at large, and Rabbinic Pastor Simcha Raphael. Earlier last year, we had a military chaplain brought to us by Rabbi Karen Berger that gave us a talk, a series of workshops on intensive trauma. So we've had that. We've also had Zoom healing circles that we have been praying for everyone who needs healing. And so we carry on. Enjoy the rest of the meeting.
And they approved new bylaws. All right. A normal thing. So now I'm looking at the time, so we're going to move this right along because we want to have time for Louis Sutker to lead us in Mincha. This is not working here. Okay, forget it. Okay, you fix it, Bruce. Okay, I'll talk to you. So now we want to talk about the board itself. And you coming over here, you help me, okay, good. As I said, two of us are leaving the board. And so Paul Bush, would you please rise? And I am already standing. And a big round of applause for those who are leaving. Thank you. I got it, okay. Wait. So right. One mic.
So now that Bruce has adjusted the mic properly, so I've been asked by our board cover to offer you gratitude, both in a physical way and, or I'd say tangible. We don't want to get physical here. In a tangible way and in a slightly musical way. Not yet. Don't need you to do anything. So I think a number of us know Uzi Chitman's Todah, yeah? So let's just make it a nigun for the first verse. Yai die 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 yai die die yai die 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 yai die yai die 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 yai die 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 yai die 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 yai die die yai die 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 yai die 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 yai die 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 yai die die die. Now, I know we don't have a lot of time, so I only have one verse. Thank you for chairing all our meetings, for your response to all our pleadings, for being of service. You don't get nervous, you just smile, Jan, and say, okay. We pray your time here has raised you higher, and that we'll see you back here next year or wherever. Lie, die, 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 die. Yai die 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 die, yai die 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 die, yai die die die, yai die die. So that is the oral part. Oh, I'm opening your gift for you. In the world of formation, as we all know, some things don't get formed on schedule. So this is a representation, a framed representation of the gift to honor your years of service to OHALAH that is coming directly to your home because they couldn't get it here on time. But I hope that you, when you, no, it's not empty.
Oh, I see.
I would have gone all through that for an empty frame for all that. So why don't you read it and?
No, you have to read it. It's too embarrassing.
Okay.
You read it.
It's got the logo of OHALAH at the top. It's a foot and 14-inch tall translucent column that says Rabbi Jan Saltzman, OHALAH Board President 2020 to 2023, presented with gratitude for your outstanding and tireless leadership. May you continue to go from strength to strength. Yasher kochech. And in addition, for all of the time you'll have exploring the woods of Vermont, we have some portable Shabbat candles for you. And a little olive ladder. A little olive ladder.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. Okay.
I'll take that. And,
Yeah.
oh, and more.
Oh, no.
Wait, there's more.
My birthday, my 70th birthday is in 3 weeks. I think this is a great thing.
This is also from the board, and you'll notice that the musician had it all beautifully wrapped and everything. This is transmitted by the mathematician, so there you go. We got you a box.
Thank you. Should I open it? I'll open it later because I want to take a. Open it now? Okay. Yeah, but it's the kind of tape. Got it? Ay, 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 ay. One, 2, 3. Oh, there you go. Oh, wow, it's got bubble wrap. You know it's good if it's got bubble wrap. Wow. Oh, light a Hanukkah candle. All right, we're getting closer in. Good Lord. It's something's inside, yeah. I'll give it this. Amazon is so happy with us. Okay. Oh, and there's more. Oh, mon Dieu. Okay. Oh, yeah. Beautiful. Okay, now we got it. Yes. Oh, wow. Yelpy, there you go. So this is a great advertisement. If you want to get yourself a brand new menorah, Chanukiah, you just serve on the board. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And now back to our usual programming. Paul is going to tell us a few sentences about the pension program, rabbis and cantors pension program.
So when I was brought on the board, I was given the opportunity to serve as our representative on the board of the Rabbis and Cantors Retirement Plan. If you're okay with it, anybody who has money in the Rabbis and Cantors Retirement Plan, please raise your hand. Okay, so this is a small representation of actually quite a large group of OHALAH members who have entrusted the plan with their retirement funds. When I started 10 years ago, about almost 10 years ago, the plan had assets of about $10 million. Very pleased to share with you, we now have over 250 participants and $35 million of funds that are entrusted to our care by rabbis and cantors throughout the spectrum of Jewish clergy practice. None of it is in crypto. Everyone, without going into details, everyone managed their own accounts. The board itself or the organization does not manage 1 cent of your money. We are supported through very small fees that are withdrawn from your account on a yearly basis, and through organizations like OHALAH, who are asked to make a contribution for each member of the organization. So OHALAH is really investing in the expenses of operating the plan through yearly contributions, which entitles all members of OHALAH to special benefits. Every OHALAH member, rabbi, or cantor is automatically vetted for participation in the plan. We invite you to consider placing your money in our vehicle, which is a clergy retirement plan. You cannot withdraw funds in retirement from a retirement plan and have it be free of federal tax unless it is in a certified clergy pension plan, of which there are only 5. There is the Rabbis and Cantors Pension Plan. There is the RPB, the Reform Pension Board Plan. There is the ACC plan for the American Conference of Cantors. And there is a plan, the Joint Retirement Board of Conservative Judaism, who also runs the Cantors Assembly Plan. That is it in the Jewish clergy world. So whether you're independent of any of those organizations or not, you are eligible to be part of our plan. And I'm really happy to have had the opportunity and will continue to have the opportunity to serve OHALAH. Moshe has the question. They do now because they steer us to us, but that's okay. Like OHALAH does. They're core supporters. Right. Real volunteers, and we're very happy to share. Thank you, Moshe.
But they know what they're doing, the
Thank you.
Fidelity people.
And I'm very, very happy to share that Evan Krem has joined our board, another OHALAH member that you hopefully know well. And I'll be happy to answer any questions privately. I think that's what Jan would prefer at this point. Right. I mentioned you cannot withdraw. You can continue your housing allowance. It's also, we also accept funds from rabbis and cantors who earn their cantorial and rabbinic compensation outside of the normal synagogue structure. You can be an independent contractor and still find a home with us. And you can actually earn credits towards housing allowance without ever having been receiving it in your work life, because I know that's an issue for some of us. So thank you. I'm around for the rest of the conference if anyone has to questions. Rabbisretirementplan.org. Thank you.
Okay. I may be off the board, but I still have to run the meeting. Oh, thank you, Paul. Oh, this is so exciting. All right. We have 2 more things to do, and I need a time check. We need to end it. We have to end now, but we're not going to end now. We're going to do it. I know, there's so many things to vote on. 5 minutes. Okay, so Rain Zohav is waiting to address us. So let me do this quickly. So continuing on the board, this is the slate that we're going to ask you to vote on as to who, there's new people, there's the people who are remaining on the board. The people remaining on the board is Rabbi Rain Zohav, Rabbi Alyssa Joy Osterklein, Rabbi Lori Schaller, and Rabbi Simcha Daniel Burston, Rabbi Cheryl Gilbert, Rabbi Seth Oppenheimer, and Chazan Yalda Ribling from Germany. And I stay on the board as the past president. And we're nominating to the board for this round Rabbi Ken Rosenstein and Rabbi Andrea Cohen-Kiner. And so can I, yes? Not on the board. Okay. So, yeah, we need to move. Got to move. Beth Cohen has moved it. Who's going to second? Do I have all in favor? Any opposed? Oh, thank God. All right. So now we would like to hear from the new president, Rain Zohav. She's not elected. Okay. She's not. What do you mean she's not elected? No. Okay. I am nominating. How does this work? Okay, I'm nominating Rain Zohav to be our new president. How's that?
We need a second from the board.
We got Seth.
Okay, and now the board votes, not us.
Oh, we could have done this at a meeting.
Yes,
All
you
right.
could. So say all in favor.
All right. So we have we have enough people in our chevra. You know, whoever shows up at the meeting is the quorum. So I can't vote. Oh yeah, Zoom people. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I would like we have like 4 minutes. Okay. So is that
So
okay?
now you call for the vote.
Call for the vote. Okay.
Yes.
All in favor? Rain. Okay. Thank you.
You have to say
Rain.
all opposed.
All opposed?
Horse. Oh, never mind.
So, Rain, please address the kahal.
Woohoo!
Hi, can you hear me? Great. This is really an honor and I'm happy to serve. I like to be useful. And this is one way I can do it. This is my chavra. You are my chavra. I'm would be remiss if I didn't thank Paul for his service on the board and Jan, who has served in all four worlds, but particularly from her heart. And we hope that Jan, like the Chanukiah, you will continue to add light to the world. I'm especially excited to help Reb Marsha with the project and Chaya, Chava Bailey, of getting our renewal work out to the world, of building a robust website that is more outward facing also, not just for us, but also for if someone puts in a parsha, they can get a davar from our people. If they put in Kabbalah, they get a link to the many books our Chavra have written on Kabbalah. If they want a tune, they get a link to our amazing, amazing musicians. So that's one thing I'm really wanting to do. The other is I'm very committed to having a functioning Chassid committee. If anyone would like to help set criteria and procedures to make that equitable, please contact me or anyone else on the board. And that goes for anything else you want to do. Contact me or the board. We also have been reaching out as a board to members to see how people are doing. And it made me think that it'd be nice to have an in-reach committee that would do some of that work. It's been a little hard for our board members to contact everyone. We had lists of 30 people. So we haven't finished that. And maybe to set up a mentoring program for new rabbis or rabbis new to renewal. If you would like to be a mentor or you would like to have a mentor, but we need folks, active working committee to do that. So that's a dream of mine. And while I've been talking to people, I have heard lots of great ideas of professional development beyond the conference. And I wanted to let everyone know you're always welcome to offer a class for free online to our Chavra. You don't need to go through the board. There's no bureaucracy involved there, although the board will probably be reaching out to do some more of that, like the ethics committee did an online teaching and like the Tikkun Olam committee did the four sessions on dismantling racism. And by the way, the resources from that, if you want to get started reading and in learning a little more, if you weren't able to take the course, that will be on the website soon if it isn't already. And the last thing I just have to say is we might not get it all done in 1 year, but we'll make a good start. And we are strong, we are flourishing, and may we go from strength to strength. Chazak, chazak, v'nit chazek.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Woo! We're really
If
excited.
there's any way I can see the kahal, can someone turn a candle so cameras, a candle?
Sure, why doesn't someone lift up the holy?
I'm getting lots of beautiful messages from the Zoom Agog.
We have a high-tech piece of
Oh, great.
duct tape holding
Hi,
it
Dan.
together.
Hi, Yocheved. Oh my God, I feel like romper room. Hi, Lori. Hi. And others, Ora, Suji, and I look forward also to working with Olive for the whole renewal world.
That's great. Thank you.
So thank you. I did
Thank you,
good, right?
Rain. Woo. So we are making that transition, and so we were going to take a look at our bylaws. We have a new set of bylaws, but we're going to, what I think we'll do is we'll organize an online Zoom meeting, inviting the membership to get together and vote on. Nothing major got changed. We basically just went through the old bylaws that were from Sinai and got rid of the stuff that no longer applied. So I think we're done because we want, what? You can. Sammy, you got a microphone?
just want to say Mazal Tov to Rain, and from what I just witnessed, if I would have had a vote, I would have voted for you. I realize I am suddenly devastated to find that we are an organization, a membership organization. I belong to the Rabbinical Assembly, and each year I get a ballot and I get to vote for who will be our president. I'm appalled, I really hate to say it, that our board chair is nominated by and voted on only by the board from what I just visited. In my understanding, that's not how membership organizations that really want to be engaging work. And if that is what the bylaws say, I really hope we can look to become more participatory. And similarly, when issues of profound importance arise, as in the developing what would be the COVID protocols for this gathering, I'm again really disturbed, although I have much love for all those who served on the board, that this was a private board matter and was not thrown open to our membership to deliberate upon and to discuss. I think we're at a turning point. Do we want to be like some organizations that have quiet, private boards that do stuff? Or are we really about an inclusive, participatory chevra that listen to each other's voices, even from around the world?
Thank you, Reb Sammy. Let us end. We'll invite Reb Lewis up to lead us in Mincha. Is that correct? But let us, yeah. And so thank you all for coming. We're very excited, and please remember to continue to mask and wash your hands and sanitize and use those blue gloves. And may we all stay healthy.
Okay, welcome. We theoretically have 15 minutes to do mincha. Okay, that's the schedule. The schedule says we have 15 minutes for mincha. Ironically, one of the things that I was going to do for mincha was to have us do the first paragraph of the Amidah, one word with one breath at a time. So that was going to take a while. So I'm gonna have to abandon that. Okay, maybe to some people's relief, and maybe to other people's disappointments. The portion I will start off just with one more thing. In the portion we have Moshe's, God talks to Moshe, they're just buddies, and says, you got to go to Pharaoh and say, let my people go. Now, he doesn't have to have a southern accent when he does it, but it don't hurt. So that's, and Moshe says, who am I? Mi Anochi. So being a word nerd, and I guess that comes along with the DNA, maybe. And I've taken the letters of Mi Anochi, and we can sing this, we'll do this a few minutes so we don't spend too much time. So it goes, Mi Anochi Yam Ka'ayin, who am I, the sea of nothingness? Easy to pick it up. Mi Anochi Yam Ka'ayin, who am I, the sea of nothingness? Mi Anochi Yam Ka'ayin, who am I, the sea of nothingness? Mi Anochi Yam Ka'ayin, who am I, the sea of nothingness? We could go on. You're welcome to take that, whatever you want. So we'll start with Ashrei. What I would like, actually, is to do Ashrei this way. I'd like for somebody to start off a line. I'll start off a line. And then what I want is the Kahal to repeat that line, the next line, like we would usually, do alternating lines, using the new melody that I come up with. And then I want somebody else in the kahal to do the third line just with your own melody, and then the rest of us will repeat that line. Have you got it? Is that clear? All right. So, and we can, and what we'll do is we'll just start going around in that direction, so it kind of makes it a little clearer about who's going to go next. All right. So what are we going to do? Ashrei Yoshvei Veitecha Odi Hallelujah Selam Ashrei Ha'am Shekachalo Ashrei Ha'am Shadnai Elohav Tehila LeDavid. B'chol yom avachecha v'halashimcha le'olam v'ored. Somebody. Dor ledor shabach masecha gvurotecha yagidu. Vazuz no techa yomeru dulatecha asaprena. Chanu rachum Adonai el chapayim udochosed. Yoducha Adonai kol maasecha v'chasidecha yevarechucha. Lo di alidei Adam gevurotav ugvor chayadar malchuto. סומך אדוני לכל הנופלים וזוקף לכל הכפופים. פותח את ידיך ומשביע לך חי רצון. צדיק אדוני בכל דרכיו וחסיד בכל מעשיו. שומר אדוני כל לבב וכל השרים ישמיד. ואנחנו נברך יה מעתה ועד עולם, הללויה. יתגדל ויקדש שמי רבם, בעלמא דברכי וימליך מלכותי, וחי יכונו ויום יכונו וחי לכל בית ישראל, בעגלה וזמן קריב אמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבם מברך לעולם עולמי עולם. יברך וישתבח ויפרח ויתמם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי לקדושה בריחו לעילא מכל ברכתה ושירתה תשבחתה ונחמתה מהירה בעלמא ואמרו אמן. Okay, I told you what we were going to do, but we can't do that. But so as you know, Mincha was purposely made abbreviated. The workers had to come down for the tree, and sometimes they could stay up in the tree and do the bracha. So that's where the whole Hecha Kedusha process comes from. So that's what we're going to do. And we're going to do, we'll read together through the Kedusha, and people are on their own. We will also take a minute or two to do Tachanun. We don't have a Sefer Torah, so we don't always, depending on your custom, bow down. So here we go. And I'm going to hop a bissel, so please just bear with me on this, okay? Adonai sefatati tach, v'fi agid tehillah Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu v'imotenu Elohei Abraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah Elohei Bilha Elohei Zilpa Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor V'hanara El Hayom Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'konei HaKol וזוכר חסדי אבות ואמהות, ומביא גואל לבני בניהם למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ופוקד ומושיע מגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיה מתים אתה רב להושיע, משיב ברוח ומוריד הגשם. מחכה חיים בחסד, מחיי מתים ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, מתיר אסורים, מקיים אמונתו לישני עפר, מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומדומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמנתו להחיות מתים, ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי המתים. נקדש את שמך בעולם כשם שמקדישים אותו בשם הרום, ככתוב היד נביאך וקרא זה לזה ויאמר. קדוש, 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוך על הארץ, כבודו, למתם ברוך יאמרו. ברוך אתה, כבוד אדוני ממקומו, ובדברי קודשך כתוב לאמור. ימלוך אדוני לעולם מלכי ציון לדור ודור הללויה. לדור ודור נגיגו לך נצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש ושבחך עלינו מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד כי אל מלך גדול וקדוש אתה ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. still davening, please continue. For those of us that have finished, we can sit down and do the tachanun on our own. Without a Sefer Torah, we're not as accustomed to not actually go down because all the horrible things that people did to each other during Tachanun when they had this strange power that they could have, they could kill people just by wanting them to die. Horrible. So the custom became without a Sefer Torah, we don't actually put our heads on. I'm not, I mean, if you're accustomed to do it anyway, do whatever you want. Shalem. Yitgadal v'yikadash shemei Rabba. V'yamar livrach yotei v'yamlich malchutei v'chai echon v'yom echon v'chai l'chol beit Yisrael v'agol v'zman kariv yimaru. Amen. Yehei shmei Rabba mevarach la'olam v'la'ol me'amaya yitbarach. יתברך וישתבח ויפרע ויתומם וינשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי לקודשא בריחו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תשבחתה ונחמתה דאמירם בעלמא ואמרו אמן. תקבץ לתהון ותהון לכל ישראל כאדון דבנו בשמיה ואמרו אמן. יש לומר רבה משמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל יאמרו אמן. עושה שלום ימרומם, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו, ועל כל ישראל וכל יושבי תבל ויאמרו amen. Y'all know Shmerela and Perila, the Yiddish song? All right, that's what I do, Aleinu to. So we're going to do Aleinu to. It's a Mashiach Tzeit song, so we can I rationalize it that way. So, so get along with me and as much as you can. And you hear there's one or two phrases that I repeat, and I'll say repeat. So it goes. So I'll do the build of the melody first. Yida da 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 yida da 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 yida da 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 yida da yida da 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 yida da yida da yida da 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 yida da yida da yida da 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 yida da 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 da. Ya die da die da die da die da die die die. Ya die da die da die. Ya die da die da die. Ya die da die da die da die da die die die. Here we go. Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon hakol. Latet gedula liyotzei yereshim. שלא עשנו כגויי הרצון ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה שלא שם חלקנו כהם וגורלנו ככל המונם repeat שלא שם חלקנו כהם וגורלנו ככל המונם ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד הארץ ומשה יקרו בשמיים מעמל ושכינתו זו repeat ושכינת זו בגובה מרומים הוא אלוהינו אינו אמת מכנו הפזו לו ככתוב בתורתו ידעת היום ושבות אל לבביך כי אדוני הוא אלוהים בשמיים ממעל ועל הארץ repeat ועל הארץ מתחת עיניון על כן נקבל החיים וזרגם לתקן ולמשחת הישוב כך כתוב בתורתך אדוני ימלוך עולם ועד ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד קדיש יתום יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה בעלמא דברה חיותי וימליך מלכותי בחיי חון וביומי חון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל בגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן יהי שמי רבה מברך לעולם עולמי עלמיה יתברך וישתבח ויפעל ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי לקודשה בריחי ולעילה עם כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דאמירם בעלמא ואמרו אמן יהי שלמה רבה משמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן עושה שלום עממיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו amen. Thank you for your generosity. Apologies to the Kadosh Baruch Hu and anyone else because of the Chaping Abyssal. I will take the responsibility for that. Mi anochi yam ke'ayin, who am I? The sea of nothingness. Mi anochi yam ke'ayin, who am I? The sea of nothingness. Chassan Jack, you wanted to say something or do something? Huh? Amen. Okay. Oi. Oi. A shena dank to dir. Oh, it was a semi-pleasure.
Hey, we can unmute here.
That was great. What did he say that tune was?
Yeah.
Yiddish tune.
For Aleno, that's Schnirre
Yeah.
Perle.
Famous Yiddish tune.
Can you put it in? I knew the tune, but I don't know what it's called. Will you please put it in the chat to the best of your Yiddish translation ability? Thank you. Thanks, Dan.
Oh, yeah.
Daniel, my sweet friend. I'm so happy to see you.
See you guys later. Nice to be here.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Be well. Take care.
Sleep well, those of you in Europe.
Yeah.
I'm
Hello,
really
Hannah.
missing
Hannah Natans. Oh, she just left. Yeah.
missing.
Mazel tov, President.
Done.
Yes, President
Yes.
Rain. Woo!
Mazel tov.
Thank you.
Denise, I finally get to see your ponem. Hi. And
Oh my gosh, Denise, you.
Wow.
Oh, Denise.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm really missing
We love
Leah
you.
and Daniel and Jessica. And
I know. We're gonna
at least we get to see each other this way.
we're gonna add Minka tomorrow. Before
Thank
the
you.
we're also gonna add the cabaret, so you'll get an email. But we need to close this right now to prepare for a workshop.
Of course. Sorry.
What about
Thank you.
Shacharit?
Thank you so much. Shachrit, if you can, please.
Shacharit.
Okay, thank you. I'll send you an email.